What is up, guys? Prickly Cactus here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we are going to be discussing the latest piece of content to hit Destiny 2 at the tail end of Season of the Worthy, the brand new quest, The Lie, and how frankly, it's been an absolute disaster, start to finish. I hate to say that, and I'm not just making this to crap on Bungie, but frankly, there's a lot of confused people out there. I see them in the comments on Twitter saying, wait, what's going on? There was supposed to be a quest. What am I supposed to do here? But also, this is definitely a time for feedback, because every single May, we get one of the biggest things to happen in Destiny 2, which is a secret quest. Originally, we had the Whisper of the Worm exotic quest. Then, the very next year, around the same time in May, we had the Outbreak Perfected. Those two things are some of the best things, the best pieces of content to ever hit Destiny 2. What do we have this year? The Lie Quest. And it is a significant step down, and that is of course barring if some other secret exotic quest is still coming that we don't know about. If it does, it doesn't look so bad, but still, things have gone wrong. Now, what exactly has gone wrong? Like, what are the issues with this quest? Like I said, it started from the beginning. This whole thing began when Guardian Games ended, and Guardian Games itself wasn't too well received. So the community was not in a great spot, was not super happy about the state of the game, and you really needed a win if you were Bungie, and unfortunately, that's not what happened. The quest that everyone found waiting for them, this was not announced, this kind of just happened, which is always exciting, and I'm glad Bungie does do stuff like this. It's just unannounced, it's like, hey, everyone get on, something crazy is happening. But when you first logged on, talked to Anna Bray on Mars, you found out that the community as a whole needed to do 9 million Seraph Tower public events across 3 different planets. So 3 million on the Moon, Earth, and Io. Again, this wouldn't maybe have mattered as much if we weren't coming off of a overall not too well received event with Guardian Games, an event that many people felt was just too grindy. You were just, mindlessly chasing bounties every single day. And now we have a quest that asks you to mindlessly grind public events every single day. And so again, the timing of the release of the Lie Quest really matters here. If Bungie would have done this when Season of the Worthy just began and Seraph Towers were brand new and we were still trying to grind some of the new Seraph loot, there's some good things to chase, especially the 7th Seraph Shotgun. Like, that thing's actually, very desirable. People would have had a much more relaxed tolerance for being able to just grind public events. But they didn't. And the community just didn't show up. Not too long after, people did the math, and remember, this is the first day this is happening. This is, when we're gonna get the most engagement, and even with those numbers, it was gonna take anywhere from 188 to 250 days to complete this challenge, to do all 9 million Seraph Tower events. So very quickly, people realized that we are not gonna do this. We are going to fail this community event. Like, the math, unless everyone randomly just started getting on, which the community sentiment was very negative, so that wasn't going to happen, we were going to fail. And the theories started flowing that maybe Bungie wants us to fail. I mean, the leaks and the information pointing towards the upcoming seasons has to do with the darkness returning. Perhaps it's showcasing that we're on the weaker foot and we're not supposed to succeed, but of course that wasn't the case. Bungie very quickly, only the second day, changed the parameters of these requirements and made it so that every completion counted for 5 times as much, and then every weekend completion counted for 10 times as much. So already, one day in, you kind of have Bungie admitting defeat and saying, yeah, we completely overestimated the interest in this season and people just aren't showing up and we need to account for this. Frankly, kudos on them for doing so. It takes, some cojones to admit when you're wrong, of course, and I'm very glad that Bungie did that rather than, changing it last minute. They updated that very swiftly, or just letting us fail would have been a pretty annoying scenario as well. But that, as a whole, no way you slice it, it didn't look good. Then, things started to look even worse. Finally, when the community finishes this event, the actual quest is updated, it starts, you can continue with it, there's some more steps, but eventually there gets to a mission. and everyone kind of got to this mission the first night it was released and loaded into the moon in a very interesting spot. Because the quest, when you begin it, makes it seem like you're going into the moon bunker, but it would load you next to Eris Morn on the moon. It was very bizarre. And for the first hour or so, people thought maybe this is part of it. People were scouring the moon and the bunker for clues and maybe interactable objects they didn't see before, something to perhaps open a portal or do something that would let them continue this quest. After a certain amount of time, however, Bungie did come out and say, nope, it's not a secret, it's just bugged. And that's kind of the end of the story. For the quest, at least, it's remained in this bugged state. Bungie Help has finally come out and said, we've identified what's wrong and we're going to get a fix. No ETA on the fix, and frankly, everyone is just kind of in limbo. Will we get the shotgun in a couple hours? Tomorrow? Next week? Absolutely no one knows. And the worst part is that this came at the worst possible time. And that's because everyone is paying attention to Bungie Help and Bungie trying to figure out when this bug is going to be fixed. And today, they're also doing back-end maintenance for a hotfix that's supposed to hit tomorrow with the reset, and that has nothing to do with this bug. So, Bungie Help is tweeting out, hey guys, the hotfix is ongoing. They even extended the hotfix at a point, and of course, everyone's going, oh, well, this is fixing the quest, right? This has to do with the quest, of course, right? And it didn't. It was a completely separate thing. So the amount of confusion that has happened today and people thinking that things are going to be fixed when they're not, it's just not been a good day for Bungie and for the community, frankly. And man, I really feel sorry for Bungie. Obviously, they didn't want it to go down like this, but it did. And frankly, if any season needed a win, if any season needed some help to end on a positive note, it was Season of the Worthy. This has been one of the worst received seasons since, frankly, Curse of Osiris and the original launch of Destiny 2. Like, I have seen so many negative Reddit posts and forum posts and Twitter posts, etc. The negativity is pretty insane, but it's understandable. This whole season has not delivered. The PvE content has just been mindlessly grinding bounties. The PvP content with trials, we've kind of been over. It just really didn't turn out very well. The reward system was not there. And because of that, it has shun away so many players, and on PC, the cheaters are out of control. So we have this season that hasn't gone well. That's not to say there's no redeeming factors or cool things to do this season. Not at all. And at the end of the day, it's only a $10 season. That's like a Fortnite skin, and the content you're getting is certainly more than a simple skin. But of course, like I said, compared to other seasons, even for the same price point, it just didn't deliver. And now you have this quest that started out on the wrong foot already, was very anticlimactic, and now it's just hanging there unbeknownst when it's going to be able to be completed. And if there's anything to be learned from these circumstances, in my opinion, it's that these type of quests are not the way to go. We need to have a return to things like the Whisper, like the Outbreak Perfected, where they're just chunks of content start to finish. There's not this added community challenge which turns out to be just a chore, or at least it feels like a big chore before you're able to unlock the actual meat of the quest. Just have the meat of the quest start to finish. That's the main course. And continuing with this analogy, it feels like we went from having these massive pieces of steak to now just having Bungie say, hey, you have to eat your broccoli first before you get to the steak, and then when we get to the steak, it's not steak, it's like a boiled chicken breast or something like that, right? But you guys know what I'm saying. It's been a reduction in the quality of these kind of secret quests. Now, granted, this quest is not technically complete. Maybe there's some absolutely crazy secret area that has avoided all detection in the database or something like that. But how it appears, it doesn't seem to be anywhere near as substantial as the previous hidden exotic quests. It also takes away from the magic of logging on a Tuesday and then everything just going wild. You have the weekly reset, everyone is kind of coming on at the same time, and then you all get to discover something together. With these type of quests, it's very nebulous when you're going to complete the community step. The same thing kind of happened back last season with Season of Dawn and the Fractaline donation. When would we get to the final step? And then we have that little, well, it turned out to be just a cutscene, but like, it can happen in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep. Everyone finds out later that we did it. It's kind of anticlimactic, whereas with the Tuesday reset, you kind of know and have this big influx of players all at the same time. You know when to be on. Having a quest randomly complete at 3 a.m. is more annoying than anything else. Now the good news is that Bungie has come out and said, yeah, we're going to tone it down with these community events, and hopefully they'll return to the traditional secret quests of the past. That's what I would really like to see. Guys, that's where we are in the Lie quest right now. Of course, when it's actually finally out and fixed, you guys will definitely know about it. Hope you enjoyed this video, found it interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.